Welcome to the show. I'm your host, Ryal Thomas. The title of the show this evening is titled Proper Backup. But before we get started with that particular topic, I just want to talk a little bit about the show next week. Will be titled Stepping Out of the Background. And let me give you a little intro on that. What we'll basically be talking about, or what I will basically be talking about is, you may be in a position, where that you feel that you may be doing a lot of work that may not be recognized. And hopefully with that particular show, we will be trying to encourage you to get out of the background and step forward and do some things that will be in the best interest of your life. It's nothing wrong with helping people to succeed in life, but if you feel that there is a need for you to improve your life, take a chance. Take a chance and step out there. It may be a job that you're doing, and a lot of people are getting the recognition for your accomplishments. And I'm not saying just jump out and leave your employer, but if there are some things that you want to do, you go ahead and jump out there. Just jump out there. I'm going to get into that next week. I don't want to take all of this time talking about stepping out of the background. So let me stop with that. And without any further ado, let me continue on talking about proper backup. All right, let's move on into this. In life, everyone needs someone. Everyone needs someone that they can depend on, whether it's in a relationship, whether it's working with your coworkers, whether it's just in general, just being out there depending on someone other than yourself. It's very important to have someone that you can depend on. That will determine, well, let me just back up a little bit. That will give you an edge on succeeding in life, because we all need someone, regardless of what you may think about yourself, or some people feel that, I don't need anyone, or I can do this all on my own. But it's nothing like having someone that you can pick up the phone and call. You may run into a problem. You may be working on a project, and you may need some assistance on whatever you are doing. You need to be able to pick that phone up and stop worrying yourself so much because you cannot accomplish the things that you feel that you can accomplish because you don't have the right individuals in your life. So it's important to get people that you can affiliate yourself with, that can address some of these issues that you may have in life. It's easier that way. I'm going to move on into a couple different situations where that proper backup would be important. Let's talk about a relationship, for example. All of us go through ups and downs in relationships, and there's no right or wrong when it comes to looking at relationships when you are the two individuals involved. Only you know what works for you. But it's nice to have someone that you can sit down and explain things to and talk to them about what your concerns are in the relationship. When there are difficulties throughout the day and you feel like you want to come home and explain what you may have gone through for that particular day, you want to have someone that can encourage you, someone that can give you strength, not someone that's going to tear you down, not someone that's going to find fault in everything that you're trying to accomplish. You need to have someone that will listen and understand your concerns. See, that's proper backup. That means you have someone that understands what you are going through, and they will give you solid, sound advice. And just because the advice may not be what you want to hear, but it may be what you need to hear. It's called constructive criticism. And don't let constructive criticism confuse you thinking that someone is finding fault in you. That's just someone that's concerned about what you're trying to do, how far you're trying to go in life. Because remember, in relationships, how far you go will determine how much they push you, how much your partner push you, because in a relationship, motivating your partner can either make or break you. And you do not want your dreams to be lost because someone may not have the courage that you have. So when you're thinking about things and when you're getting involved with individuals, make sure that your best interest is taken into consideration, and look at, are or do we have each other's back? Are we encouraging one another? Do we have proper backup in a relationship? Whether it's a marriage, whether it's your boyfriend, your girlfriend, or whatever the case may be, just make sure that you have proper backup when you're getting involved and sharing your life with someone. And and when you're sharing your life with someone, that's a big deal. That's a huge deal, because if you do not have someone that's looking out for you, just the fact that they are not concerned can sometimes bring about a very negative feeling. And that's not good. That's not good for you. That's not good for your spouse. That's not good for anyone involved. So, I'm not saying that there are not going to be ups and downs and everything, because there are. But just make sure, try to make sure that you are bringing someone into your life, especially in a relationship, that can properly back you up. Let's look at sports, for example. And I'm going to be talking about this throughout the show. Let's look at sports, for example. You have first string, you have second string. These individuals that are on second string, these individuals are the replacements for first string in case something go wrong. Now, some of these second string players, they are extremely good, but they are there to back up the first string players in case something goes wrong. You need to understand how important it is. It's extremely important. So a player gets hurt, and all of a sudden, when you look to the side, or when the coach looks to the side, he already has in mind who he's going to put in the game, due to the fact this is what he has trained for. I've positioned him to position you. So this individual is coming in to help the team win. I'm not going to put a second string individual in when I know this individual is not capable of stepping up to the plate. So here we go again. Proper backup. It's very, very important. Let's look at an assembly line. An assembly line where you may be working. There are certain things that you may be responsible for, but you're also depending on your coworkers. You're also depending on your coworkers to have everything in order, so the end result, all of you all are looking good. Now, if you're putting together, I want to say some telephones. I'm going back old school, I know, but let's say you're putting together some telephones, and someone is putting together the receiver. Someone is doing this. Someone is doing that. In order for that phone to work at the end, you need to have people that have properly positioned the situation where that the end result is positive, where you can distribute this telephone out where it's working. See, I'm trying to show you that proper backup is needed. It's needed. Not saying that you cannot achieve things without proper backup, because you can. You can just get there a little faster with proper backup. You know, you look at a relay race, a race. They always put the fastest man at the end. It's the fastest man that starts and the fastest man at the end. But throughout that whole relay, they are depending on one another. So when that baton gets to the last man, hopefully that it's enough time for the last man to take this across the finish line. And that goes again with proper backup. Individuals who understand what it takes to make things happen. And it's not always going to be good. It's not always going to be good. And I'm not saying that people may have showed you in the past that they may not be the one to back you up. But if you see potential in an individual, you know, give a person some time. Just give a person some time. Sometimes you have to understand that people may not understand what you understand. And that doesn't mean you find fault and you want to just fire them because they're not doing the job, or you want to jump out of a relationship because the relationship is not working. You know, sometimes just seeing the potential in individuals is enough to be patient and help these individuals understand what proper backup means. And with someone understanding what proper backup means, and they really, truly want to help you or help themselves, you know, sometimes they move a little bit faster than someone who proclaims that they understand. When we're, you know, I don't like to use war for an example, but I'm going to use it because I'm trying to show the importance of it. When we're at war, you know, when things are going wrong or things are not going in the way in which we may feel that they should be going, you know, we call back for reinforcement. We call back for reinforcement because we know that we have backup. And if we didn't have backup, what would we do? What would we do during the times of war? You know, so we have allies to back us up. We back up a lot of countries as well. But it's all about proper backup. And I cannot say it enough because sometimes we look at how come we are not getting as far as we feel that we need to be. But you need to be real with yourself. You need to look at things realistically and start to evaluate what's around you. And don't hurt yourself and don't fool yourself and don't trick yourself, by making excuses for your situation. And the reason this is not going good in your life because, this person has done this to me or this person has said this about me. Look, it's all about you. It's all about how you want your life to go. You can stop making these excuses. My uncle once told me, and I'll never forget it, my uncle once told me that people don't want to keep hearing excuses. People want results. And I'll never forget that. And that's it. Everybody wants positive results. Because don't fool yourself. Don't think that, I've given this person a week, I've given this person 2 weeks, or I've given the job a month, and this is still not happening. Well, maybe you need to make up in your mind that maybe this person is not for you, or you may see yourself falling because you are helping this individual. And I'll be the first to say, please, I believe in helping people. I believe in helping people, but I don't want to keep helping and hurting myself. I don't want to keep putting a smile on your face and putting a frown on mine. So you have to come to a point where things become realistic for you. Sometimes you have to look at your situation and go, okay, enough is enough. You see certain things happening. You see your bank account going down. You see certain things happening with your vehicle. You see you may be behind in rent. You see you may be behind in your mortgage note. But yet it's two of you all working together. Now, I understand that love can conquer some things. But sometimes you just need to look at it and be realistic and think to yourself, where am I going? What am I doing? Is this going to continue to happen to me? And if so, how far am I going to allow this to happen? When am I going to realize that I'm hurting myself? When am I going to realize that I need to look at the reality of things and understand that I need individuals in my life that's going to properly back me up? You have a relationship with your bank. When you're going in looking for a loan, things of such, you have a bank, you have a loan officer who knows a little bit about you, who may check your credit and still kind of like slip you on through. Your credit may be questionable, but not questionable to the point where they're going to refuse you. It's up to that individual at that particular time to make a decision based on what he or she knows about you. See? Proper backup. You can get there a whole lot quicker by putting people in your life that understands the meaning of proper backup. Now, I think we have a question from someone here, and I'm just going to ask the question. Do you have a question?
I would like to know what red flags, or like a traffic light, caution light, or green light, what time frame would you allow a person or people to direct your friendship or your relationship?
Good question. Excellent question. Well, there is no time. There is no time to allow someone to make a decision based on the time. The decision is made from actions. Decisions are made when things are not moving in a direction in which you feel they should move. See, don't get into too much of, well, I'm going to give this person another week, or I'm going to give this person another 2 weeks. By that time, you may be kicked out the house. You cannot put time on something that should be being done at that particular time. And when you enter into a job or enter into a relationship, there is no time. You can see the character of an individual or the quality of someone's workmanship, right from the point. You don't say, hey, I'm giving you 2 or 3 weeks, I'm giving you this. But now if you see potential, like I said before, if you see potential, then just wait it out. But it's not a time period. It's not a time period. You just need to follow that for a while, because sometimes it may take a person longer than others. But you have to see potential. Like if, say, you are waiting on someone, you're in a relationship or you're with someone and they're constantly saying that, I want to be with you, or, just give me some time. Now, if they're saying just give me some time and they're staying in the bed, when you leave to go to work, then, how much time do you need to sleep? Now, if you see your spouse or someone that's making an effort to get up, see, and I'm talking about getting up and maybe having some breakfast ready for you, and when you take a shower, they take a shower. When you put your clothes on, they're putting their clothes on. You know that they're out beating the streets, trying to get a job. See, that's someone that has potential. That's someone you can look at and say, okay, it's a little hard right now for this individual, but this person is at least trying. This person is trying to show me that he cares. Or even in a job situation, if an employer see an employee and, they're the first ones back from lunch, they're the first ones, clocking in, they're the first one volunteering to do something when no one else wants to volunteer. They may be terrible at their job at the present time, but the potential is there for them to be a good employee. And you can see that. So time is not a factor. It's what you actively see an individual doing. So that was an excellent question. And I hope that has shed some light on some things that you may be thinking out there in TV land. But like I said, I just can't say enough about that. I've had a lot of people in my corner, and I would not be sitting here if it wasn't for positive family members, positive friends, just positive people in general, and you're going to have some individuals, asking you or saying negative things. And just because, be careful of that now. I have to stop for a moment. Be careful of that, because sometimes, just because somebody is standing beside you don't necessarily mean they're with you. They don't necessarily mean they're with you. They could have some feelings about what you're trying to do. And it doesn't necessarily mean that these feelings are good. It could be some jealousy. It could be a lot of different things. And when you're coming to them with an idea and they start immediately, before you even finish what you're talking about, oh, I wouldn't try that, or, maybe you need to give it some second thought, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. No, that's not an individual who's properly backing you up. That's an individual that we will not categorize at this particular time. But you be careful with people who are not looking out for your best interest. I'll tell you a little small situation. Years and years ago, I used to go visit an individual, and he was debating on whether or not he should open up a business. He only had $300 in his account. He was so afraid of jumping out there. Well, to make a long story short, he jumped on out there. He jumped out there, and right now he has 15 employees. 15 employees. And I'm not saying that I was the main one who encouraged him, but I was a contributing individual who offered him positive reinforcement as to why he should do this. And I considered myself to be proper backup for him. And I see him today, and he's always smiling, always shaking my hand, and we're always looking at each other. And I know what he's thinking because I know what I'm thinking. But I'm just so happy that I was an individual that contributed to the success of his life. And if you have these individuals in your life, get close to them. Stay close with them, because these are the individuals that's going to be with you. These, when somebody reaching out and trying to help you, don't lose that. And there are going to be some suggestions, and there are going to be some constructive criticism. But if they are constantly reaching out to help you, to show you that they are in your corner, that they are individuals who are properly backing you up, you stay close to these individuals. You never know who you're going to need, what you're going to need, how you're going to need it. And these individuals in your life will not let you fall when you feel like you are falling. These individuals will pick you up. That's so important. Stay close to your family members, stay close to your loved ones, stay close to anyone that's showing you care. It may not be what you think all the time. And again, I can't say it enough. Proper backup. Remember that. Keep these individuals close to you. Next week, we will be discussing stepping out of the background. Now, that's going to be a very, very interesting show. So tune in next week. Look forward to talking to you then. Thank you very much. This has been Ryal Thomas. I'll see you then. Goodbye.